Hey, welcome back everyone. It is now September 15th of 2020, and ever since the very end of the Skywalker saga, a lot of fans around the world have been very intrigued about the future of the Star Wars franchise by Disney, Lucasfilm, Bob Iger, Bob Chapek, and what they really have to deliver for the next couple of years and beyond. This is Mike Zero. Make sure to subscribe if you're new to the channel for future Star Wars content. Now, one thing about Disney Star Wars is that, yes, we do know that they are currently in a phase of desperation and damage control to really get the ball rolling again when it comes to this massive franchise. Essentially, what they want to do, and as we've talked about this before in the past, is that they really want to bring things up to the same exact level as the Marvel Cinematic Universe. And that's going to take a lot of time and effort, as well as a high success rate of Star Wars movies and TV shows in a row. Now, the thing about Disney Star Wars is that, yes, behind the scenes, we do know that George Lucas, Jon Favreau, and Dave Filoni are all working together as a team to deliver as much authentic material as possible, and what they're really trying to do, essentially, is that they're trying to regain many of the lost fans, the fans that walked away from the sequel trilogy movies. Make no mistake, ever since The Last Jedi and Episode 9, a lot of Star Wars fans really swore that they would never come back to the franchise, and that's exactly, the type of fans that Bob Chapek is trying to get back into this new universe. Now, on top of all of this, what's really intriguing all has to do with, of course, Disney as a company and Lucasfilm's Kathleen Kennedy. Now, after all, we do know that Kathleen Kennedy over the years made a lot of terrible mistakes and decisions. We've seen her mistake in mishandling of Solo: A Star Wars Story, as well as her, fault in hiring Rian Johnson and really destroying The Last Jedi and kind of really bringing a major train wreck to the Star Wars universe at that point in time. Now, with that being said, of course, with the Skywalker saga now both by, of course, Disney and Lucasfilm, how they're hiring new creators and such, and how they have been developing their new Star Wars universe as well as their new Star Wars trilogy of movies, it's explained that both Bob Iger and Bob Chapek have been busy creating multiple ways to reunite the fans around the world. Now, it's explained that one of the key plans by Bob Chapek, the Disney CEO, is to replace Lucasfilm's Kathleen Kennedy as the president of Lucasfilm that will go into full effect sometime in early 2021. Now, this plan is to have George Lucas take over the position temporarily in the beginning of next year to handle and organize the roadmap of Star Wars films and TV shows, and to also handle the business end over at Lucasfilm to get Star Wars back on its feet. Now, it's noted that Lucas, Favreau, and Filoni are still actively working on the new Star Wars projects that will create brand new timelines for the fans to enjoy. However, Kathleen Kennedy behind the scenes, is best described to be very furious with the new direction of Star Wars, since Lucas, Favreau, and Filoni are steering away from the woke culture within Star Wars and are ditching their agendas created by Kathleen Kennedy. The plan by Chapek is to replace Kathleen Kennedy as the head of Lucasfilm, and was also discussed between Lucas, Chapek, and Iger at one point in time in early 2020 this year to get a head start on things after witnessing the box office results of The Rise of Skywalker, were not even meeting The Last Jedi's, which is to them as a failure, as they were expecting it to at least crush The Last Jedi's numbers. So, the thing about this also, let's stop right here for a second, is that when we go ahead and examine The Last Jedi as a movie, imagine this. That movie got more numbers, more, box office results than The Rise of Skywalker. The Rise of Skywalker did not even meet the same exact level of The Last Jedi, and that to me just shows us that a lot of fans saw these Star Wars movies less. And what I mean by that is, there were less repeat viewings for The Rise of Skywalker in comparison to The Last Jedi. With The Last Jedi, at least, a lot of people at least saw it twice to actually get a better idea on whether or not their feelings were correct or wrong about the movie, right? Now, the thing about Episode 8 and 9, these two movies go hand in hand because one was a film that really derailed the franchise, and one was a film where it was a major attempt to revive the franchise. That's exactly why J.J. Abrams did everything that he did, and why Kathleen Kennedy did what she did, with The Rise of Skywalker, and how she also prevented a lot of things, mind you. I think that Kathleen Kennedy intentionally deleted the scenes that we all wanted to see on the big screen, because she only wanted to fit her own narrative. She only wanted it to fit her own agenda. Now, moving on from this, alright, what's even all the more interesting is that now that this plan is currently said to be set in stone and that Lucas is on the road to replace Kathleen Kennedy temporarily in the beginning of 2021, fans are looking forward to the future of Star Wars and what it really has to offer. Additionally, it's noted that Bob Chapek is also going to do everything in his power in order to bring in as much Star Wars Legends material as possible for the fans to enjoy around the world. Now, Star Wars Legends will be entering into the new Star Wars universe as a way for the hardcore fans to accept the new Star Wars universe and for Disney and Lucasfilm to make Star Wars as successful as it can be, as they plan to make it far larger than the Marvel Cinematic Universe, which is a big goal by Bob Chapek. So, once again, guys, like I've said before, you know, the fact that we have Chapek here trying his absolute best to bring Star Wars to the same exact level as the Marvel Cinematic Universe, by allowing George Lucas to replace Kathleen Kennedy temporarily, handling the official roadmap of the movies and the TV shows, and handling the business end. I mean, it really is going to take a lot of time and effort for them to really get to such a level. There's no doubt about that, because let's not forget what Kathleen Kennedy said not too long ago. There was a time in which Kathleen Kennedy stated that there's no source material, there's no books, there's no comics to draw from for Star Wars, which was a complete and utter lie. We've seen this in Star Wars Legends, we've seen this in the old expanded universe in the 90s and the early 2000s, I mean, the list goes on. And with Marvel, that's one of the main reasons as to why they were so successful. They draw from their own comics. You know, at least the films are true to their own form. And that's exactly what they want to do now with Star Wars. They want to model it more so after Star Wars Legends, with some original work also, mind you, in the mix as well. So we're going to get a mixture of original material and a lot of material based on Star Wars Legends, which honestly I think is a good deal. Now, George Lucas is said to already be working on a handful of TV shows and films for the new Star Wars universe that fans will soon be able to experience, where Kathleen Kennedy is still in charge of the Leslie Headland Star Wars TV series for Disney+, which is still slated for release sometime in 2022, and of course that Lucas, Favreau, and Filoni are not involved for the most part with that Star Wars show. Chapek is said to be in a desperate position to make Star Wars more acceptable to the fandom, and that they are planning to give fans the best Star Wars celebration in 2022, revealing tons of new TV shows and movies that will be, of course, a historical event for the Star Wars fandom, and unlike an event that they have ever seen before. Now, here's the thing about Star Wars Celebration, is that this is going to be the very destination in 2022 where a large chunk of this new universe is going to be unveiled for the later years of the 2020s, right? So at Celebration, we're going to get a lot of that material that's going to be releasing in 2024, 25, 26, you know the drill, so on and so forth. Now, I think that George, John, and Dave working together is absolutely, a lifesaver by Disney. I think that this is their best shot to bring Star Wars on the right road. I'm still positive about where things are going, given that Kathleen Kennedy is currently only working on one Star Wars TV show, and that's it. So let's not forget about that. Is that Kathleen Kennedy is only working on one Star Wars TV series, the Leslie Headland Star Wars TV show, and that is it strictly. So George Lucas, Jon Favreau, and Dave Filoni, like I've said before, they're really trying their absolute best to get things done, and this is Chapek's way to actually allow Lucas to step in and replace Kathleen Kennedy temporarily next year in the beginning of 2021 to handle the roadmap and the business end of Star Wars and to really bring it on a better path. And I think that we're going to really see a lot of change as soon as Q2 of 2021, and exactly how Disney handles Star Wars in a more respectful manner, if you will. So, like I've said before in the past, guys, drop a comment below. Let me know what you think about all of this in the comments. And if you guys did enjoy the content for today, do make sure to drop a thumbs up on this video to support the channel. I thank you all so very much for the kind support, and I'll catch you guys next time.
Gun in hand, we nights in